Metroidvania style games are usually some of my favorite to play, a simple concept created by Super Metroid and Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Metroidvania games usually follow a simple formula: explore, level up, find new areas. Exile's End caught my eye because it was obviously heavily inspired by Super Metroid, so I thought it would be an enjoyable experience. Once in a while, though, I'm wrong, and this is one of those rare occasions. Exile's End has you playing as a character named Jameson. First off, the story of the game isn't great, but the presentation is pretty solid. The game's story is told through animated stills that are very reminiscent of late 80s and early 90s computer titles, which gives the game some real charm. Graphically speaking, the game is pretty solid. Exile's End uses a retro graphical style that looks very much like a SNES game. The first area you traverse is very Super Metroid-esque. The animation for Jameson is a bit clunky, but once you adjust to the way he moves, it looks good enough. The backgrounds are nice, with parallel scrolling and other little details that are very pleasing to the eye. The enjoyment starts getting pretty rocky, though, once you actually start playing the game. Jameson's suit is damaged upon crash landing on this planet, so it takes some time for him to recharge as he progresses. As you progress through the game, your suits unlock more and more abilities like Super Metroid. The problem is Jameson doesn't have a weapon when he lands on this planet, so a weapon must be secured on site. Here's where things get interesting. The first time I played the game, I never found a weapon, so I ended up getting deep into the game by avoiding enemies until I absolutely needed something to shoot them with. After dying over and over and realizing something was off, I restarted my entire game and tried to see what exactly went wrong. So early in the game you get a rock that you can throw, but it wasn't strong enough to kill any enemies, so I didn't understand what I was missing. I did, however, find out what needed to be done, and it's probably one of the dumbest things I've encountered in a game. In a certain section of the game, there's an enemy that will give you a gun when you defeat him. There's a catch though. See, the AI in the game is some of the dumbest I've ever seen, with characters running back and forth like ants. One part of the game has a single enemy running back and forth on a platform. On one side is the wall, on the other side is a mine. The thing you have to do is throw a rock to get his attention, and then he will run over the mine, killing himself and giving you the gun. That's how you get the gun. Once you get the gun, the game becomes easier, but this rubbed me the wrong way. It's way too specific, and considering how important it is to shoot things, it seemed like such a weird and random way to get the gun. The shooting is clunky and not very fun. Enemies are constantly in places where you can't shoot them, like little worms that will drain your health bar quick, but of course you can't shoot them because you can only shoot left to right. Considering a game like Contra can allow you to shoot in a multitude of directions, I'm not sure why games being developed in the modern era can't follow this should-be standard. Exile's End isn't a terrible game, but it's not very fun and feels like a missed opportunity. As someone who plays a lot of Metroidvania games, there's a ton of other games I'd recommend over this. If you have, however, tapped out all the other Metroidvania games in the market, you might find some enjoyment out of Exile's End.